So my name is Jim Burnham. I am the mechatronics engineering instructor here at Silicon Valley CTE. And mechatronics is mechanical engineering, electrical engineering. You mash those together, you get fire-breathing robots.
Yeah, my name's Anthony Lenz, and my class is mechatronics engineering.
Hello, my name is Angie, and I'm from mechatronics.
My name is Angelica. I'm also from mechatronics.
Why would students take the mechatronics class? Why would they come to Silicon Valley CTE to take this class? Number one, it's very technical. It's different than a lot of the classes here. We're really focused on technology, we're focused on computers, we're focused on robots. And so it's really a completely different class where students will really get a different experience learning about technology.
My year has been pretty great so far at mechatronics. My first semester, I got to do a lot of new things I've never done before, like soldering and other different hands-on projects. And my second semester, I got to learn more about coding and coding languages.
For me, it was also pretty great. First semester, it was more about what it takes to be an engineer. So we learned more about the robots and just different building projects with our classmates. And then the second semester was more about coding. We learned about the different languages and how to work our way through them, and yeah.
So let me tell you a little bit about why mechatronics is a good class to take because of how it, is in the real world. Basically today, you kind of need to learn to code. You need to understand technology. Someone said, not knowing how to code today is kind of like not knowing how to read. And so being able to have some skills, even if it's not your whole job, skills in electronics, skills in coding, skills in robotics, it's all going to be really important regardless of what kind of job you actually do.
For our specific competition, it was robotics urban search and rescue, and we had a robot that went up a ramp and had a different course, and through that course there was a mailbox and we had to retrieve ordinances from the mailbox.
One of the biggest ones in the first semester is our Halloween haunted house, where we work as a class to create a haunted house for all the other SVCTE classes to explore. And it's really fun because we get to set it up, we get to code and make things to scare other people.
I worked on the Halloween project too. We made this scary animatronic girl kind of, but we didn't get to finish it, but she still went in there. And we also worked on our Rube Goldberg project, which means we had to use our Arduino. It's this kind of board, and we had to program it with different sensors, and we had to use it in our projects. And basically each of us had a project that had to connect to another one, and it was like that throughout the whole class. So it was a really big end of year project.
Skills USA is really fun. It was I wasn't expecting it for there to be so many ceremonial processes. There's this big opening ceremony and this big closing ceremony, but I think it's fun. Yeah, I got to meet a lot of new people who are very passionate about what they're into, and it wasn't just engineering. It was I met welders, I met dentists, I met film students like you guys. Yeah, it was really cool getting to meet so many people who are actually interested in a certain subject. So first semester we focused mainly on C++. So we went through a whole curriculum of that, learning for loops, while loops, all these different data types, integers, float values, strings, and how to manipulate them. That was a lot more complex because it's more low level coding language, more close to binary, ones and zeros. But this semester we've been learning Python, which is I guess a high level language you'd call it, and it's more natural, I guess. It makes more sense intuitively to people, but as a result it's a lot slower in code itself. But I think Python was more fun to learn because I actually understood it a lot and we were able to use it for more complex projects.
What did I do before I came to SVCTE? So I worked in a lot of different technology companies. My first job was actually working for a little phone company, tiny phone company, like 6 employees, in the middle of Nevada. And mostly there I was supposed to be coding and building some hardware, but every once in a while the boss would come in and say, all right, grab your hard hats, somebody dug up our phone lines, and we'd go out into the middle of the desert and connect up 50 wires together to fix the line. And then I came out to California and worked for a company called Amdahl, and they basically built big mainframe computers. Though I didn't really enjoy that job very much, and a friend of mine worked at a company called Xilinx, and I went over one Saturday to kind of check out what they were doing. He showed me a bunch of stuff, and I'm like, this is my dream job. How do I get a job here? And we figured out how to get me some interviews, and I got a job there, and pretty much spent most of my career at this company doing a whole bunch of different technology jobs, working in designing computer chip and doing a bunch of technical support for customers, and it was really a good career. So that's kind of what I did before I became a teacher.
Radial arm saw, that's a saw that goes back and forth. We have a band saw. It's that's like a line, a saw like that goes in a loop, but you can only use like one side of the loop, so you can kind of like shape different objects with it. We have a drill press, which we use to make holes in metal and wood, and we have a sanding wheel, which we can use to like sand the ends of wood pieces.
We learned, most importantly, like I said at the beginning, what it takes to be an engineer. So thinking about how to fix problems and working your way through them and what's the best solution. And it applies to the rest of the world. And as we grow up, it's skills that's going to stay with us for the rest of our lives.
Constructing or planning, because we have a lot of projects, right? So we have to plan ahead to make sure it fits on schedule.
Mechatronics is the intersection of mechanical engineering and electronics engineering, and that gets you fire-breathing robots.
Mechatronics is mechanical engineering plus
Electrical engineering, and when you combine it together, what do you get? Fire-breathing robots.